All right, everyone. We've hit the top of the hour, so let's get started. And we have all of our speakers here, so I think we're ready. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today to talk and do a deep dive on Zendesk Voice. Before I pass it off to the experts in the room, I am going to let us all know a little bit of housekeeping. This event is being recorded, and we will share with you the recording after this event, as well as the deck that you will see in front of you today, and any additional helpful resources that will benefit you all after this event. So just know that that will be coming your way. All of these individuals who are with us today are our Zendesk Voice experts. So we're so grateful to have them here today. Please use our Q&A to ask your specific questions. We like to keep the chat for the fun reactions to things, getting excited about what you're seeing, and maybe saying hello to your colleagues. But please ask your specific questions in the Q&A. That's where our experts will be answering your questions. And any questions we don't get to today, we of course will follow up after the event. So thank you so much for being here, and I will pass it off to Lauren Jumper, my colleague on the Voice team.
Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Lauren Jumper and I'm a Senior Product Marketing Manager here at Zendesk covering our voice and routing solutions. So today's deep dive into Zendesk Voice Community Event. We're excited to be here and share some of this information with you. I'll soon be joined by two of our amazing product managers, Rohan and Martin. But before we dig in, I'd first like to give you an overview as to how we got here today. So some of this information is not new to many of you. Some of these industry trends and challenges have existed for quite a while, right? So although customer support has evolved to include an array of channels and what feels like endless self-service options, people still like to pick up the phone to talk to a service representative. So you'll see here, we know that even post-pandemic, there's been an increase in call volume, and phone as a support channel is the preferred method of interactions, especially for nuanced or complex issues. And that's for both the agent as well as the consumer. So the trends of high volume and customer preference are also coming at a time where, we're faced with challenges such as the disconnect between the business and the customer, right? So the business perception of the level of support they're providing versus the perception of the customer on the receiving end, right? We're also seeing this balancing act that's having to be done between automation, right? What can we do and automate without the need of a person? But then there's also the desire for, live human interaction and personal support. And then the elephant in the room is the disruption that's happened with the ongoing evolution with AI, right? And specifically when it comes to the voice channel, which is typically the most expensive to operate, we know that you need to provide personalized live support, and we need to continue to automate. And what we've seen is that AI represents a great opportunity to help bridge this gap, right? What if AI could help autonomously resolve half of your voice calls? Or what if AI could totally eliminate after call work for your agents, right? Next slide. So at last fall's AI Summit, we officially relaunched Zendesk Voice, right? So some of this might look familiar to you. This is a collection of new and existing products and features, and where we've included end-to-end AI throughout the call journey. Our native voice solution has undergone significant advancements over the past few years. So today, Zendesk Voice stands as a solution with enhancements that include omnichannel routing, complex queue management, expanded data locality, HIPAA compliance, and the inclusions of some of Zendesk's larger releases and rollouts like Agent Home. Next slide, please. So some of these important updates, right, required a lot of investment of time and resources to build out the features needed to power a fully functional omni-channel contact center. This means our voice offering, along with our other channels, fits seamlessly into customer systems and operations. Click. So this third column, right, is where we've invested to bring AI throughout the call journey. And this is what is truly setting our offer apart from others. So again, at AI Summit, we launched AI Agents for Voice in Q4 2024. So these AI agents for voice are the first point of contact for customers. And we also started to showcase our AI generated call transcripts and summaries. We have some really exciting upcoming releases later this year, which will include an agent co-pilot for voice. So this is what will help escalations to human agents. They'll be able to benefit from real-time AI enhancements and support. And then other significant features we continue to invest in are things like voice QA, which allows our customers to evaluate 100% of their customer service interactions, right? For important metrics like churn, errors, or even failed disclosures. So given the level of expertise of today's crowd, right, our community members, our user group participants are typically our power users, we're going to be focusing in on a few of our technical product enhancements that are more recent. We've separated these capabilities into two buckets. So you'll see the session initiation protocol or SIP use cases. And then we'll also talk about some of the enhancements that we've made to our transcription offerings. So session initiation protocol or SIP with the voice channel allows and expands our upmarket use cases. So it enables things like data dipping, right? AI agents for voice, which we're going to talk about in depth, as well as bring your own carrier. And then connecting to additional partner apps during the call flow, which includes, an external IVR. So what you'll see here and what Rohan will be kicking us off with will be a focused demo and Q&A related to AI agents for voice and our bring your own carrier use cases. Back once more, Megan, sorry. Thank you. And then the second bucket, the transcription enhancements, this is where we're going to talk about things that folks will benefit from with our advanced AI, Zendesk QA, and advanced data privacy and protection add-ons. So the three areas we'll focus on is the automatic speaker labeling, automatic personally identifiable information or PII, and payment card industry or PCI data redaction, and then keyword boosting, which is exciting. So now I would like to kick it off and hand this over to Rohan, who's going to talk about our SIP use cases.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our community event. Just as a quick info about me, I'm part of the Zendesk Talk product team, and I'll be walking you through the SIP session initiation protocol, that is SIP, that we have recently launched in December, and going over its functionalities. So let's dive in. First of all, what is SIP? So, in brief and a little technical terms, SIP is a language of communication between devices and to pass call data through over the internet. But what the ability it provides inside of Zendesk is it enhances it helps provide partners to connect over Zendesk call flow and extend Zendesk call flow. And even for customers who cannot buy phone numbers in Zendesk or who have existing relationship with carriers, they can bring their own phone number, purchase it on their carrier, and SIP the call inside of Zendesk and take the benefits of cloud telephony that Zendesk Talk offers and native connection to other Zendesk products such as Explore and Support and so on. Um, Next slide, please. Yes, what SIP brings for voice customers, as in the benefits in terms of scale and flexibility. So, like I said, external partners and carriers can connect over a call into Zendesk, which provides the expansion into different geographies and scaling your operation to different countries. Enhanced interoperability with different carriers. So any call that comes into external carrier of partners can natively SIP into Zendesk, carrying all the information and context that has been collected before the call has been handed over to Zendesk, and that information can be utilized inside of Zendesk. Having said that, this also has the calls that are coming over SIP can also utilize the omni-channel routing capabilities, so the conversation is routed to the right agent at the right time. And needless to say, the connection is all compliant and secure. We use authentication mechanism for ensuring that that the right call comes into SIP and there is no spam calls. If we move on to the next slide, please, Megan. To delve into a bit more on the use cases aspect, like I said, around bring your own carrier. So, what is bring your own carrier in terms of bringing the external number, buying an external number, and then bringing the call into Zendesk? So, like in this diagram on the right, I've shown on the slide is there is a phone number that will be sitting on the carrier. There will be a PSTN call which will be coming onto that phone number, and post that the carrier will be forwarding the call over SIP over the internet inside of Zendesk. And natively, all the things inside of Zendesk will work like as they work for normal PSTN phone calls or normal digital phone calls, where a console pops in front of the agent answers the call, and ticket pops up in front of the agent with the context. All this information will also then post call be fed into post call AI, such as AI transcription, summarization, and into explore dashboards for reporting. If we move on to the next one, I'll show the demo. I'll demo how we create a zip line inside of Zendesk and what the experience looks like. So first, like we always do, we go into the admin center where admin sets up different functionalities and go into talk settings. Moving inside of the talk settings, the experience is very similar to how we create a phone line or a digital lines. We navigate into the lines tab. In the lines tab, we go onto the add line button, and where we select add a zip line. Adding a zip line opens the configurations of zip data required for the setup. Nickname, quickly we can give a nickname to identify the line uniquely. For the event, let's simplify it as a community event zip line. Post the nickname, we'll give the zip line a URI. To mention, this URI is a unique global URI which can be called by the external carrier or by an external partner who wants to SIP call inside of Zendesk. So this SIP line created inside of Zendesk, the SIP URI will need to be called by the carrier. And then we can set up the authentication. We currently support IP-based authentication, which means we can specify an IP range, and only through this IP range calls will be entertained inside of the SIP line. And with these three short settings, we can save the SIP line. As you can see, in just a few clicks, just three settings, we have saved the SIP line. Now, if we want to set up more settings on that SIP line, they are akin or similar to the settings as we do on phone lines. We can go into the settings tab and see the brand associated. The another setting here is associate outbound phone number. So as this is a SIP call for making overflow, agent forwarding, or call transfers, we'll use a PSTN number which is already on your account and can be linked. The other settings are same as wrap up time, call offering duration, greetings that we set up on a phone line. We can also set up and change the defaults on the SIP line, and save changes like we do. The other settings that are available here is we can set up a voicemail, and these are the voicemail settings with greetings and transcriptions. We can have the routing settings through routing to a group to IVR, then can set up overflow and call recording as well, with call recording permissions. Now I'll dive a bit deeper on the use case of attaching an IVR to the zip line, as this has been a very requested feature for bring your own carrier use case, and is as simple as clicking a checkbox. So to enable an IVR on a zip line, we just click the checkbox and select the IVR menu. So I know customers have already created IVR menus inside of Zendesk and they want to reuse those menus, and we can simply reuse those menus by selecting it in the setting and save. When the settings is saved, any calls that come into the zip will come into the community event IVR that has been selected over this zip line. Just to show in terms of like IVR, uh, the IVR has been set up community event IVR before, and all the routes have been specified already, and we can connect this IVR over on the zip line. Um, that's the demo. Like we have seen how simple it is to actually set up a zip line inside of Zendesk, I'm highlighting a few connection requirements which need to be set up on the carrier to zip the call inside of Zendesk. So first is we support RTP protocol, and SRTP, that is secure real time protocol, is not supported at the moment. We only support SIP in, that is call can come into Zendesk over SIP, but SIP out capabilities are not supported. For that, outbound capabilities over a phone number can be used by the customer. I have also listed the media codecs that we allow over SIP and an IP allow list, where which IPs or which port ranges need to be open on the carrier front to communicate with Zendesk over SIP. The other two requirements that I've listed is any phone number that is in the SIP URI and called over on the SIP line is used to identify a user profile inside of Zendesk, and the right user profile can be linked directly to the phone call and can be will pop in front of the agent as well on the ticket. Having said that, there is also an ability to provide Zendesk with a ticket ID, and that ticket ID can be enriched with context and will be displayed to the agent when agent is fielding the caller's query. Uh, Pricing. Let's talk about pricing of the SIP calls and how we charge. One important information about SIP is the call charges do not vary across geography. They remain constant. So any geography which have higher PSTN rate or higher phone number charges, the constant charge of 1 cent a minute applies. There is no charge to set up a SIP line. However, there is a per minute charge of, like I said, 1 cent per minute for all the for the call taking place over SIP. Call recording, etc., will be charged over and above this basic charge. The bill will come as part of the normal usage, so there is no configuration that needs to happen. Normal usage charges that are paid on top. These SIP leg charges or SIP call charges will be part of that. If you move on to the next slide, yes. The second important use case that we want to discuss over SIP is connecting an AI voice agent. Um, as SIP provides the connection to an external party, that external party can also be a virtual agent. As an example, virtual agent can pick up the call, uh, interact with the caller in human-like voice, does data dipping, takes in what tries to resolve the query, and if virtual agent is not able to resolve the query, the call can be escalated inside of Zendesk. In this slide, I show how that procedure can be built in, or how an AI agent partner can connect into Zendesk on a Zendesk phone number. So from a Zendesk phone number, a PSTN call can be forwarded into a partner, into a voice bot partner, where voice bot can have the conversation again tries to resolve the query, or if not able to resolve the query, collects the information, data dips into the systems of user databases, authenticates the caller, and such populates a ticket, and that same ticket can be passed over SIP inside of Zendesk. That same ticket will be also used to route the call to the right agent and pop in front of the agent to see the context, and agent has the context, so the caller does not have to repeat themselves, and agent can be more efficient in solving the caller's query. What we'll now do is I'll demo what a call flow can look like after the integration. So if we play it, there's a virtual agent interaction at the start. If we can enable the audio as well, Megan, please. Sorry, I cannot hear the audio yet.
Apologies, everyone. Let me know if this works, Rohan.
THIE. Hello, my name is Tammy, and I am a customer service agent with LightLocker. How can I help you today?
I need to check the status of my delivery.
May I have the order number?
My order number is THIE 24305.
Your order was placed on April 1st, 2024, and scheduled to be delivered to you by April 8th. As today is April 10th, the delivery is late.
I have an important race in 3 days. If I don't get these shoes, I can't do the run.
I can make adjustments to this order for you, but the fastest way to get your order to you would be to express ship another pair today. To ensure confidence, let me connect you with an order specialist right away.
At this point, VoiceBot hands over the call to Zendesk Omnichannel Routing Engine, and the routing engine selects the agent. As we can see on the screen, the pop-up had popped for the agent. Agent has accepted the call. Now, this ticket that is shown in front of the agent has all the information that has been collected by the voice agent, by the voice bot. In the title, we can see title can be edited, and it pertains to shoe delivery, uh, which also touches on the urgency. The voice comment also has the information of where the call is coming from. The transcript of the voice bot can also be attached. And on the left pane, we can see there is order number, that is THIE, that was collected, the priority of the call, and the intent. And after the agent has solved the caller query, when hanging up, the experience is similar. Voice publishes a new comment on the ticket and posts for future for post call AI transcription if that's open, or just for the review for administrators or the agents later on. On the right is also the interaction history of the caller, of the customer previously. So that's about the call flow for attaching a virtual agent over SIP. We move on to the next slide. I'll quickly sum up why we should use SIP to attach a virtual agent over SIP or over into Zendesk Talk. Is till now, calls could only be forwarded over PSTN inside of Zendesk. With SIP, this is the call forwarding can be a seamless escalation to Zendesk agent, utilizing all the context and single ticket that has been collaborated between the virtual agent and Zendesk Talk. The context being used to route the call to the right agent via the omnichannel routing engine, an agent being shown all the context that has been collected by the voice bot, optimizing the resolution efficiency of that agent. And needless to say, the per minute pricing of SIP is much lower than the PSTN charges. So that's additional benefit that SIP offers. And with this, I will conclude my presentation and hand over to Martin for transcription enhancements.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Thanks very much, Rohan. Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Martin, and I'm one of the product managers on the voice team at Zendesk. So if we could just move to the next slide. Thanks, Megan. So to begin, I'd like to recap. In July of last year, we launched AI-powered call transcription and summarization for customers as part of the Advanced AI and QA add-ons. And since this launch, we've seen many Zendesk customers realize great value from this specific feature. It cuts down on after-call work for agents, and what we've seen is that with customers we've worked with, it's enhanced their productivity by over 20% for those agents. But we also heard some great feedback on ways we could make this feature even better. So today I'm going to be taking you through some of the recent updates we made with our transcription functionality. So earlier this month, we announced 3 important enhancements for the Zendesk Talk transcription service. These enhancements are automatic speaker labeling, so call transcripts will now identify who is speaking, whether it's the agent or the customer. We announced keyword boosting, so you can now predefine keywords such as unique product names or industry-specific terms in order to improve recognition of the words in the transcripts. And we also announced automatic PII and PCI redaction. So you can choose to redact personally identifiable information or payment card industry information from these transcriptions. So why are these transcription enhancements important to Zendesk customers? Well, first, distinguishing between agents and customers enriches ticket data, ensuring the transcription accurately reflects the call interaction. With the ability to fine-tune the transcription model to detect unique product names or industry-specific terms, we're providing customers with greater adaptability to suit their specific needs. And by providing customers with the option to automatically redact PII like names, addresses, social security numbers, and PCI data like credit card information, customers are set up from a compliance and security perspective. So now let's take a deeper look at these new enhancements in the product, starting with speaker labeling. So the first step you need to do is navigate into the Zendesk Admin Center. And from here, we can go to the Talk Admin channel. Once we're here, we can scroll down the Talk settings where we'll find the setting to turn on call transcription and summarization in tickets. Let's check the box to turn it on. And once we do this, we can select the phone lines that we want to be summarized and transcribed. We also want to ensure that transcripts are displayed on tickets for the purpose of this demo. So let's check that box, save our settings, and then jump into Agent Workspace. So below the call recording player here, you can see that the call transcript was displayed on the ticket. And we can see that the speaker labels, agent or customer, have now been added to the transcript. And this information also flows into the call summary. So you know which sentences were spoken by who in the call. Our next transcription enhancement is for customers with the Zendesk Advanced Data Privacy and Protection add-on. This security-focused add-on was launched in late 2023, and the product development team at Zendesk have been busy building out more great features such as advanced encryption, advanced redaction, advanced data retention policies since that initial launch. For the voice channel specifically, we've had many customers request if PII redaction and PCI redaction from call transcriptions could be an option. So we are delighted to be able to showcase this new feature to you today. So let's jump back into the product for a demo to see how this works. So now we're back again in the Talk Admin Center page, looking at the PII and PCI redaction settings on the Talk settings page. Let's check those settings and save our options, and then we can jump back into the Agent Workspace to see how the transcript looks on the ticket. When we look at the same call transcript from earlier, with these settings enabled, we now see that all types of PII and PCI data have been redacted from the transcript. So like I said earlier, this ensures that any identifiable customer information, things like names, addresses, social security numbers, credit card numbers, etc., are not exposed in the transcript on the ticket. The last transcription enhancement I want to talk about today is keyword boosting. And this feature is probably one of my favorite enhancements to our transcription feature at Zendesk. If you're a customer and you have a unique product name or a brand name, you can use this to boost or enhance the recognition of those words in the call transcript. So let's jump into a demo to see how it works. So we're back again on the Talk Admin setting page. And for the purposes of this demo, let's pretend that we're a company or a business called Cool Beans Coffee, but we spell cool with a K and not a C. Of course, we wouldn't want it to be spelled incorrectly in the transcript. So let's predefine this keyword and boost it in our transcripts. Now, when we jump back in to look at the transcript, we'll see that going forward, our business name will be accurately transcribed and spelled in the transcript. So you can use this, like I said, if you have some unique brand names or a company name or even agent names that aren't getting detected accurately by the transcription service. To conclude, we also want to, I guess, touch on the point that all of these transcription enhancements that I've been talking about today, they'll also work out of the box with Zendesk QA. So voice quality assurance, or voice QA, was first introduced just under a year ago at the Zendesk Relate conference in 2024. Knowing how notoriously difficult quality control is for voice interactions, Voice QA has opened up many opportunities for efficiency and productivity gains for our customers. And we want to continue to support customers in taking advantage of this great feature. So let's review how Talk customers can turn on transcription and summarization for Voice QA and what that looks like in the product. So once again, we're back in the Talk Admin Center page, and we're going to check this box to set up or configure the integration between Zendesk transcriptions and the QA service. So let's save those changes, and we can now open the quality assurance product from the product tray. In the conversations page in the QA product, you can review all phone conversations that have taken place. So you're able to see the AI summary, you're able to see the call transcript, and like I mentioned earlier, you can see the speaker labeling, the PII redaction, and the keyword boosting will all flow into this as well. With Zendesk QA, you can also review your voice interactions, so for things like negative sentiment, recording disclosure message, and you can also review agent performance for any given phone conversation. So this concludes the demo of our transcription enhancements, and I'll now hand it back to Megan, and we can go into the Q&A.
Awesome stuff, Martin and Rohan. Thank you so much. Now we'll dive into everyone's favorite part of these events, which is the Q&A. Thank you for everyone submitting your questions as the event has been going on. What we're going to be covering right now are questions that you actually submitted while you registered for the event, and we'll have our experts answering them. So starting with, I'm having some difficulties here. Okay, first question that we received is from Curtis, and it's for you, Martin. Do we need multiple extensions, or can we use the one extension but be able to transfer a call from one agent to another?
Yeah, this is a great question. You can use one phone extension within Zendesk, and agents can then transfer calls from one agent to the other. So individual agents don't need to have extensions to answer this question. It's you can transfer calls to other agents. Awesome,
thank you. And Curtis, we hope we got that answered for you. Feel free to ask a follow-up question in the Q&A if you have one. Next is for Rohan from Rob. Does the AI use your knowledge base to answer questions via phone call?
Yeah, again, a nice question. In terms of AI agent or voice bot capabilities. Most of the voice bots or AI agents available in the market do take into account knowledge and answer queries on the phone call. Any agent, but this will entirely depend on the virtual agent you bring in over SIP. If that agent has the capability to go into the knowledge base and answer queries of the caller, that functionality should be available to you and to the callers inquiring.
Fantastic. Thank you, Rohan. We've got another one, not one more. There are others, but another one for you. Asked by Lydia. Is it easy to move from redirect external number to Zendesk to implement SIP with that external number? And then a follow-up question, any issues that could happen in the process?
Yes. So I'm assuming this use case is coming from a perspective that a customer is already forwarding calls inside of Zendesk, call forwarding on a phone number. So yes, transitioning that to SIP has two parts. The first part that I demoed in the presentation in regards to setting up a SIP line, that is a few minutes job, very quick and easy, three settings. The other part of the picture is the settings on the carrier, where the SIP URI that has been configured inside of Zendesk, the carrier or the partner who is doing the configuration will need to send the calls over that address. Just on the follow-up question here, that any issues that could happen, couple of things that we have seen majorly happen is customers do not ask their carriers or partners to open the IP ranges or UDP ports required to send the SIP calls. And if those are open, I think that there should not be a problem if the calls are sent in on the right SIP URI. And if there is any problem, you can always open a Zendesk support ticket.
Awesome. Hot tip. Thanks, Rohan. All right, they keep coming for you. Asked by Hannah, is there a way to set a voicemail greeting or recording during holiday hours on the business schedule?
Short answer is yes, but manually. In terms of when the holidays are approaching, admin can go into the system and change the greetings to holiday greeting, and same can be done out after the holidays. Having said that, there is also an option to utilize APIs to automatically change these greetings, and web automation software such as maybe Zapier or Make can be utilized to automate APIs and configuring these greetings on the schedule.
Thanks, Rohan. All right, Martin, back to you. Asked by Daryl, does the AI work in non-English languages?
The answer to this question is yes. For our call transcription and AI call summarization feature, it works in non-English languages. So today we officially support more than 32 languages. So the transcription language doesn't need to be set in advance. It auto detects the language based on what's being spoken in the transcript. Later this year, we'll actually launch even more languages, and there are some great new features coming in terms of transcription where calls that are more than one language, like multilingual calls. If there's a mixture of multiple languages on the calls, like English and Spanish or French and English, etc., they'll also be transcribed out of the box automatically. So yes, we support non-English languages.
Awesome. Good news. All right. Rohan, asked by Anthony, is AI going to be able to decipher what the call coming in is about and for which brand?
Yes, but depending on the virtual agent that has been integrated. So Zendesk does provide the capability of any virtual agent that gets integrated to pass the context on the ticket. So if the virtual agent has already asked what the call is about, the agent can publish that on the ticket inside of the internal note and also attach a brand to that ticket, which can be displayed to the agent and can be useful in routing. So Zendesk has this capability of passing all or any necessary context on the ticket to the agent, to the routing system, and to reporting in Explore.
Awesome. All right, asked by Jamie, interested in smart routing of a call. We know it's a person from ABC company, so can you auto route the call to a certain person?
Yes, but as a workaround to skills-based routing. So if the customer is using omni-channel routing, what can be done is customer profile can be tagged as coming from ABC company, and based on that, skills can be added via triggers, say skill based on agent name or skill based on company name, and that skill can be assigned to the relevant agents assigned to, in this question, ABC company, assigned to ABC company. So the call will be routed first to those agents who have the required skill of ABC company. And if after a certain timeout configured by the administrator, those agents do not pick up the call, are not available, the call will be routing to the other agents available in the queue or the group. So this is possible. We do have a workflow documented in our documentation as well. And forward that.
And we'll include some of that information in the follow-ups. I know, Ja, you asked if this is being recorded, and we will definitely share the recording after this call for those of you who have joined late. And in addition to that, we'll share resources to some of these questions. Cool, thanks, Rohan. Martin from Star, how can I use Zendesk Voice to allow only a certain segment of customers to access phone support?
So one way you could achieve this. So I'm reading this question and I'm thinking of the example of like a segment or a group of VIP customers. So those customers could be tagged as VIP customers in Zendesk in their user profile, and then when they call into Zendesk, we can use skills-based routing to route those calls to a group of agents that are set up to handle their queries. Similarly, another way you could achieve this is that if you have your website or your portal, and it's you can gate customers based on login to an app or a website. You might opt to only expose or show phone numbers to those groups of customers on certain web pages in your website or in your app. So in that way, the phone number becomes, I guess, gated or private, to only that group of customers. So when a call comes in, it's from that segment of customers. So that there are kind of some ways you could get that to work.
Perfect. Thanks, Martin. Another one for you from Jeremy. What does the voice roadmap look like?
Great question. Yeah, we're going to actually have our annual Zendesk conference Relate coming up at the end of March in Las Vegas. I think it's at the March 25th to 27th. So we're going to have some exciting updates about the voice roadmap happening at that conference. So stay tuned to that. But if you want, you can also get in touch with your Zendesk account team. And they'll be able to share more detailed information about the voice roadmap for this coming year. So there's some ways that you can find out.
I love it, Martin. You're keeping everyone on the edge of their seat. I think that's the last question that we put in the Q&A. I don't know, Martin and Rohan, if you feel up to answering a few from the live Q&A that have come in during the event. Are you up for that? Just answering a couple, and then we can kind of wrap things up. I see a nod. There are a few, and I'm wondering if maybe we can answer some of them live. There's one from Steven. How long are these transcriptions stored for? And I don't know if Martin, that's something, since you were chatting about transcriptions, can share.
Yeah, so we store transcriptions. Transcriptions are paired together with cold call recordings in your Zendesk account. So they're stored for as long as you opt to store them. But obviously, if you opt to delete the call recordings, we'll delete the transcriptions at the same time. So you can set it up to delete on a schedule if you want it deleted, after 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, a year, etc. So yeah, it's call recordings and call transcriptions are tied together, and they can be stored for as long as you want.
Perfect, thank you. And then one from Dakota. I know we answered it in the Q&A, but I think it would be helpful for the rest of the audience to know is a SIP line required to set up an AI enhanced transcripts?
Short answer, no. So SIP is compatible with AI transcriptions, but that is not required. So AI transcriptions can be used on any of the phone lines, digital lines, or SIP lines.
Perfect. I think here's another one. I think it's from Jamie. Are there plans to have add skills added as a role permission? That's the question. I think Jamie is just feeling she'll have to do a workaround, but not sure if you have any insight into that question. If there's plans to add skills added as a role permission.
Is it coming from the perspective that some of the personnels in the company want the ability to add skills, but we do not want to give admin rights to the concerned personnel here? Yes. So adding skills as a role permission currently is not on the roadmap, but you can raise that feedback inside of the community, and we can note it in the backlog.